In the first part of this story, we went through the main Kingdom Keeper series. Our journey is not done yet though. Days before The Insider released, Ridley Pearson set out to do a few book signings. 2 of them were in Disney World, and 1 in Disneyland. March 26th, he was at Once Upon a Time in Disney Springs. March 27th, a writer's shop at Hollywood Studios. On March 29th, he was at Disneyana in Disneyland. And at one of these book signings, Ridley announced The Syndrome and a new series called The Return. This video is brought to you by Undercover Tourist. Are you looking to plan a Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or Universal trip but don't know where to buy your tickets? Undercover Tourist has discounted Disney or Universal tickets. All you need to do is go on their website, click on the calendar when you want to go, and Undercover Tourist will give you the best price available.
I usually get the 6-day Disney theme park base ticket with park hopper option for Disney World. But I do recommend the 4-day Disney theme park base ticket with 2 extra days, or the park ticket with option. Or for Universal, the 2-day park to park plus extra day, and for Universal Hollywood, the 1-day general admission non-peak ticket is a great offer that Undercover Tourist can give you. You can also find great deals on Orlando or Disney and Universal resorts. And the same goes for the West Coast. Disneyland resorts and Universal Studios Hollywood resorts, you can find great deals.
Or let's say you're a travel agent or travel agency looking to buy theme park tickets. You can do that for your clients or yourself. So go down in the description and hit that link so they know I sent you. And I hope you enjoy your vacation. Let's get to the video. The Syndrome takes place in between The Return 1 and 2. It was written by Ridley Pearson and co-authors Brooke Mashott writing for Jess and Elizabeth Hagenlonker writing for Maddie. Amanda and Jess are living in California. Amanda starts getting concerned when she hasn't heard from Finn or any of the other Kingdom Keepers in a very long time. So she travels back to Orlando and discovers that the Keepers are missing. When Amanda and Jess try to get help to save the Keepers, they don't get any information or help from the parents. Amanda and Jess team up with Maddie, a girl that can read people's minds by touching them. With clues left by Finn and with a little help from an Imagineer named Joe, they get closer to saving their friends. It's also written in the perspective of Amanda, Jess, and Maddie, so very cool perspective and writing. The Syndrome was released on March 3rd, 2015. Ridley went on another book signing tour to promote the book.
Have you ever wondered what it might be like to be inside the Disney parks after closing hours? Well, the Disney Company has given me that opportunity. It's eye-opening, and it's even somewhat scary. I've gotten to walk the Disney park attractions when they're shut down, to ride them all by myself 5 or 10 times in a row, to take notes, to be terrified. From those experiences, I wrote the Kingdom Keepers series, a story about 5 high schoolers who sneak into the parks after dark and find, as I have, that it's nothing like what you think. And now comes the follow-up series, The Return, Disneyland's. For Kingdom Keepers readers, just the title may give something away. Consider this, an end is also a beginning. A beginning is always in the past. It's often said, the past comes back to haunt us. Edmund Burke said this, those who don't know history are destined to repeat it. I would add to that wonderful quote, those who cross over are destined to return. Come join me in a Disneyland you've never known, a Disneyland the company has allowed me to see, a Disneyland I'm now allowed to share with you. The Return, Disneyland's.
In The Return, the Kingdom Keepers are ready to move on with their lives and go to college. But Finn starts noticing some strange things happening that could be Overtaker related and wants to investigate, but the others don't. He is also still grieving the loss of Wayne and wants to discover what his last words, "It's about time," means. Philby finally helps Finn. With his help, Finn discovers time travel in Disneyland. When Finn crosses over, He goes into Walt Disney's apartment and plays the music box. He then climbs onto a horse named Jingles on King Arthur Carousel in Disneyland, and Jingles, who is said to be Walt's favorite horse on that carousel, transports him back to 1955. For research purposes, Ridley got to go into Walt's apartment in Disneyland. He said it was one of the greatest experiences he's ever had in a Disney park. Jess and Amanda are attending the Imagineering School in California and hear the history of their dorm rooms. The building used to be an old hotel. This will be important later in the story, since that's how Finn will communicate with Amanda. Finn gathers the rest of the Keepers and they all travel back to 1955. They meet a much younger Wayne, and at the end of the book, they decide to go explore 1955's Disneyland. The Return was released on March 31st, 2015. In the second part, Legacy of Secrets, the Keepers must retrieve Walt's pen. Again, but this time 60 years in the past to defeat the Overtakers before they were dangerous. Young Wayne helps them sneak around the newly built Disneyland. The Keepers start to identify the creator of the Overtakers, a man named Amory Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth was fired by Walt Disney and hated the Disney company so much that his villain drawings came to life and for decades have tried to take over the parks. Back in the present time, Jess and Amanda are trying to figure out how to get their friends back and are learning about Amory Hollingsworth themselves. The Keepers are also trying to return home. While trying to get Walt's pen, the Keepers search his railroad at his house. Walt Disney himself hears them searching and comes out of his house. It's just a little interaction, but it's still cool to introduce Walt as an actual character. And Walt Disney and Amory Hollingsworth also have a small fight towards the end of the book. The Return Legacy of Secrets was released on March 29th, 2016. In the last book, Amanda and Jess have traveled back in time and meet up with the rest of the Keepers. Meanwhile, Wayne is developing a way to get the Keepers back home. It also switches back to the present day as Maddie is trying to get her friends back with the help from the Disney characters and fighting against Brax 14, an evil organization run by Amory Hollingsworth Jr. Maddie, with the help of Disney characters including Mickey and Joe Garlington and Imagineer, stop an attack on Disneyland that is being planned by Amory Hollingsworth Jr. In 1955, the Keepers have to stop the creation of the Overtakers by defeating Amory Hollingsworth. A young Marty Sklar makes an appearance in this book. He helps the Keepers since he is a friend of Wayne's. Marty Sklar is a legendary Imagineer, and Ridley got to meet him when he interviewed him at a D23 event. Marty Sklar was a good friend of Ridley's, and was also the first one to read the Kingdom Keepers books after they were done being edited. Towards the end of the book, battles happen on both timelines. Amory Hollingsworth Sr. and Jr. are both defeated, and the Keepers successfully prevent the OTs from becoming a threat. The Keepers are able to go home, but are nervous because if they change the future, that might mean they wouldn't have met. Luckily, this does not affect our main characters as they return correctly and have not affected anything in the present day. It's revealed that the Disney company is going to be replacing the hosts in the parks, so this allows the Keepers to finally live normal lives, and really wraps up the Kingdom Keeper series. The last book came out on March 28th, 2017. Unfortunately, Disney at Last is no longer in print, but you can easily find it on Amazon or eBay. When Disney Plus was being developed, a Kingdom Keeper show was going to launch with the platform and be directed by Kevin Smith. According to Kevin, a new Disney executive was hired and killed the show. The reason for canceling the show? This property has too much IP in it. Funny because Kingdom Keepers was replaced with Marvel and Star Wars shows and movies like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. In 2020, Ridley Pearson started to rewrite the original series. Ridley wanted to keep the books new for readers and felt it was time to rewrite them since a lot of the rides and just stuff around Disney World had to have changed. Small changes were made to the series, like Remy's Ratatouille Adventure being added into Disney at Shadow. Ridley Pearson still enjoys researching Disney and learned about Walt Disney's Progress City. or also known as the original Epcot. He decided to write a new Kingdom Keeper series and base it about 20 years in the future, with all the keepers being adults and having families. The keepers are living in a place called the Community in Epcot. He also wanted to write about the international parks, so he wrote Inheritance. Inheritance is all about the Kingdom Keeper's kids, Eli Whitman, Blair Maybeck, and Charlie Maybeck. Lily Perkins, Marissa, and Marty are other characters in the book. It's revealed that Finn and Amanda, Charlene and Maybeck, and Philby and Willa have married. They travel to the international parks by using Walt Disney's ink and Mickey's wand to make a portal to another park. Some of the settings in the series will be Hong Kong Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, Tokyo Disneyland, and some of the real countries present in the World Showcase. It was announced in 2021 that Ronald D. Moore would reimagine the Magic Kingdom movie that I was talking about last video. A detail was announced that it wouldn't be taking place at night, and that the attractions would be real, so not really a Kingdom Keepers movie. A Kingdom Keepers movie or an idea like a Keepers movie have been rumored for a long time, but has never come to fruition. Ridley is hopeful that one day the Keepers will finally get a movie or series. The last time we got close to having a Kingdom Keepers project greenlit was May of 2022. The first Inheritance book was delayed due to the pandemic. Disney finally announced the book and said it would be out on March 8th, 2022, but due to the supply chain issues, Disney had to delay the release date again to April 19th. But Ridley Pearson then announced that the book would have to be pushed to August 30th, 2022. But when the summer came around, the manufacturers and shippers were still not able to fulfill the orders and was forced to delay the book even further to February 2023. Eli, Finn's son, can speak to animals since he is half fairy, and is kidnapped by Jafar and taken to an abandoned theme park in Morocco. This park is run by a man named Carnius, and was once supposed to be a Disney park, but it was never completed and was abandoned. Ridley has already written Inheritance 2 and is currently writing 3. It is teased at the end of The Shimmer that Leader, a rat friend, he's literally a rat, is going to help the Keepers and their kids fight the different evil owners around the world. Inheritance The Shimmer was released on February 21st, 2023. Like I said before, Ridley is working on the third Inheritance book right now and is currently on a 10-book contract with Disney. So the future of the Kingdom Keepers is bright. So that brings us to modern day. I will give a little plug to my friend Ridley Pearson. Go read the Kingdom Keepers Inheritance if you haven't already. It's a fantastic read. If you want to hear Ridley himself talk about Inheritance, I'll leave a card to my interview on the Dane Interviews channel. I've also gotten asked what my favorite Kingdom Keepers book is. I would have to say 3. I basically grew up reading these books, like in my, early teen years and stuff like that. And around ages like that. So they're very, I'm a huge fan of the Kingdom Keepers, so it was a pleasure to be able to, it was a pleasure to make this series. But I haven't talked about this 2-part series has taken me almost a year to complete because I reread every single book for preparation for these videos. And I want to say thank you for the support on the first part. And I don't really know another major series like I could do this on. I would like to, it would be fun. But I don't really know another book series that I could, or movie series. I guess I could do Star Wars, but everyone really knows the recap of history of Star Wars, or Marvel. So yeah, if you would like to see another 2-part recap of another 2-part recap / history, if you found this series cool, let me know by leaving a like, and let me know what you would want that series to be. And while you're down there, consider subscribing. It would make me a very happy man. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Have a magical day, everybody.